Hi everybody, this is Bastiaan, annotating a game I played against a 2080 engine called Heracles. It's a very short game, lasting only 20 moves, using the Vienna gambit. So, the Vienna gambit is an opening in the family of King's Gambit style openings. It starts out with e4, e5, then knight to c3, knight to f6, so we can see both knights attacking and defending the pawn on e4, and only then we play f4, the king's gambit move. But with both knights developed, this is called the Vienna gambit. And probably the best continuation for black is to play d5. But for those unfamiliar with the Vienna gambit and more familiar with the king's gambit, may accept the gambit pawn. Heracles did and played pawn takes pawn on f4. The difference now between the Vienna and the normal king's gambit is that white can play e5, and we can see that now the knight has no escape squares except g8 and is forced to retreat. So this is actually a safer alternative for king's gambit players. White will have lost the pawn, but has a better development as compensation. So knight to g8 was played. I continue development with knight to f3. Now other moves are possible, like d4 for instance, but then we can get annoying queen to h4 check moves. So in order to prevent that, I play knight to f3. Game continues with d5. Black obviously wants to hold on to his pawn advantage, which may become under attack if I play d4 by the bishop. I play bishop to c4, classical move in King's Gambit style of play, attacking the f7 pawn and perhaps even sacrificing the bishop. Black plays g4, attacking the knight, returning the favor. And I ignore the threat and I castle. And this is because I've become addicted to the Muzio and Wild Muzio, Double Muzio, Lolly Gambit style of play in the King's Gambit. Sacrificing the knight, recapturing with the queen, creating a battery on the f-file with sacrifices on f7. So I try to implement that strategy here with the Vienna Gambit to see what will happen. Black takes on the knight. I recapture with the queen, and we can see already the threat after queen takes pawn. Mate threats on f7. Black plays in between bishop to c5 check. King goes to h1. And now queen to h4. Of course the reason is that protection. Now if queen takes queen, queen can recapture, and the mate threats on f7 will be gone. So do we have compensation? Logical continuation now could be queen to d5, renewing the mate threat on f7. But this could lead to queen to e7, and then once again we see the queen protecting the pawn on f7, also protecting the bishop on d5, which has become under attack by the queen. So I play the in-between move d4, simply attacking the bishop. And of course the pawn cannot be recaptured, because if bishop takes pawn, we get queen to d5, threatening mate, forcing queen to e7, and I get a free bishop. So although queen to d5 is a strong move. The in between d4 is even stronger, forcing the bishop back and blocking his diagonal, at least for one turn. Bishop retreats to b6. Now at this point I could play the classical bishop takes pawn check, sacrificing the bishop, which is fine and winning for white. So that's a good attacking plan. However, I use another strategy and grab the pawn on f4 first. And this opens up the mate threat on the f-file after the bishop retreats. Black plays knight to h6, developing and hoping to protect f7. I grab the knight, black grabs the bishop, and I play queen takes pawn check, forcing king to d8. Now it looks like the king is cornered, but it's not so easy to continue with a mate, because f7 is guarded by the rook, and f6 is guarded by the queen. So how to continue? Keep in mind that this pawn is still hanging, and if you don't keep attacking, black may even get some counterplay, or if you make mistakes. So since the queen is guarding both squares that I need to continue attacking the king, the queen needs to move. So rook to f6, threatening the queen, forcing it to move. Keep in mind d4 is still hanging. Queen goes to h4, so now the d4 pawn is completely lost with two attackers on it. But now you can see there's only one defender left on the f8 square, which is the rook. So it's time for a queen sacrifice. Queen f8 check, rook recaptures, rook takes rook check, forcing king to e7, and now rook a to f1. This not only protects the rook, but threatens mate on f7, and there is no way for black to prevent it. The engine tries desperation moves to avoid the mate. Queen takes pawn, king recaptures, d5, hoping to block or attack the bishop, but rook goes to f7 check, king goes to e6, and bishop takes pawn is mate at move 20. So I hope you enjoyed this simple example of the Vienna gambit against the Heracles engine. Thanks for watching and have a great evening.